The men you're about to meet have been called many things, mostly inmates. But these residents of a maximum security Illinois state prison have been adding new titles: student, scholar, author, and now college graduate. Last month, they became the first class of incarcerated graduates from Northwestern University's prison education program, and more are on the way. This report is from Brandis Friedman of Chicago member station WTTW.
The first graduates in custody in the entire United States of America to earn a bachelor's degree from a top 10 university.
The month of November is not the typical graduation season. But that's not the only reason today was a long time coming for this class of 2023.
5 years ago, this moment right here, I definitely wouldn't have foreseen it.
Last week,
we first met Bernard McKinley and his 15 classmates a year ago, midway through their last year at Northwestern, one of the country's leading research universities. Professors and teaching assistants making the regular trip to Stateville Correctional Center near Joliet for classes. In between classes, students doing the work behind prison walls.
This cohort survived the pandemic. They did, physics by correspondence. We had staff driving boxes to and from. It's really a community grassroots effort.
Demetrius Crichton.
Their ceremony, a clear celebration in a place where there is often little to celebrate. Each graduate gave a 2-minute speech.
This moment is the culmination of literally 30 years of people pouring into me,
demonstrating what they've learned.
When you come to prison, you're going to get an education no matter what, I guarantee it.
And how they intend to use it. One of the graduates is 44-year-old Andre Patterson, serving a 60-year sentence for murder. His coursework in cultural performance studies inspired his graduation speech.
I really wanted to convey the challenges that I had to personally overcome. But along the way, while I was facing those personal challenges, I kind of had a realization that I wasn't going through this just for me. I'm going through this for all of us, my community here, but also the community on the outside.
Patterson grew up in Evanston, in the shadow of Northwestern University, never thinking he would someday hold a degree from the elite institution. Though he does today, it's not the diploma he's most proud of.
These aren't the things that's the most significant to me. This achievement it's a significant achievement, but it's the journey to get here, and it's the potential possibility of what I can contribute.
Another show of how exceptional scenes like this are. Renowned author and journalist Ta-Nehisi Coates served as commencement speaker.
I read someone here was, coping with stage 4 prostate cancer as they went through the program, And brother, you the same one that, this is your book too, right?
Telling the men how much he can relate to where they come from.
I was arrested for the first time in my life when I was 14 years old. I was arrested for assaulting a teacher.
He's had his own brush with the criminal legal system, but with clearly different outcomes.
And I knew I had to come because I don't know you, but I know you. I don't know you, but I love you.
Throughout the ceremony, there were multiple cheers for one person in particular.
We love you.
Jennifer Lackey.
Professor Lackey.
Professor Jennifer Lackey.
The program's director and driving force, and the cohort's strongest advocate, Professor Jennifer Lackey, who says she does this work in part to make an example.
Places like Northwestern with kind of immense resources and excellence really should be the ones to step up to do this work. I think that what we want to do is set a model for what prison education can look like. We want to show what's possible and that you can truly offer the same quality of education that you provide on your campuses, even a facility that has maximum security students in it.
Lackey also wants to inspire hope.
This is a community too. And I think a lot of people are very directed at, like, what do you do with this on the outside? This is a space too where there are lives being lived, and being able to bring mentors and tutors and TAs to this space is life-changing for many of the men here in this community and for their children and mothers and loved ones back home.
While some of these men may only apply their degrees from inside prison, others will return to their communities. Bernard McKinley is one of them. Sentenced to 25 years in prison for murder, he's going home in March after 19 years on the inside.
This is what equal opportunity looks like. When there's not the roadblocks that's keeping us from being able to compete with the other social dynamics that's put in place to hinder us. And if you give us that chance to succeed, like I said, the cream is going to rise to the top.
For PBS News Weekend, I'm Brandis Friedman in Chicago.
One of last month's graduates, James Jimmy Soto, walked out of prison a free man this week after he was exonerated. He had spent 42 years in prison and is now in his 60s.